In this video, we'll have a look on something interesting for all music and home theater enthusiasts. Many might know original SVS PB-2000 subwoofer. SVS is known for making some outstanding subwoofers and PB-2000 is one of them. And if you're buying a quality subwoofer or any speakers, you can expect quite a long lifetime for them. So instead of unboxing and reviewing something new or doing a 3-month review, we'll do a 8-year review of this legendary monster subwoofer. What kind was and still is SVS PB-2000 subwoofer. Now let's check the design first. SVS PB-2000 is a massive subwoofer. It weighs 30 kilos or 66 pounds, having dimensions shown here. It is huge. I still remember when I got it off the box that first time and I was shocked. Even though I had checked the dimensions, it still shocked when it was there in the floor. It was so big and massive. I was thinking if I had bought too big subwoofer. It's having a black ash finish. There's a protective grill on it. It's plugged into the ports in front. It's strong and not bending, really protecting the driver. And depending on situations in your home, there might be small kids or pets. This strong grill is really good and it doesn't come off all of a sudden, and it's really there to protect the subwoofer element. So this one is a ported design, and the PB in the model name stands for ported box. It's having 12-inch driver and the driver is having large rubber surrounding, and underneath in the corner we'll have a 4-inch port which is having roundings to prevent any noise from high airflow. And we have power indicator in front as well. It's blue when it's active and red when it's inactive. And what I can say about the enclosure, it's well built definitely. It feels strong, it's heavy, very solid, and yeah, it weighs that 30 kilos or 66 pounds. On the back we have the amplifier module and all the controls and connections. There's power input and the main on-off switch. Inputs are line level RCA inputs. There are no XLR connectors. There's remote trigger, on or auto standby switch. Also, we'll have volume, phase control and crossover control for low pass frequencies, that is from 50 Hz to 160 Hz. Now, here is something that has broken during this time, and it's the power switch. I used to turn it off completely when I wasn't using it, and quite soon actually, the power switch started to have some issues. Not snapping properly. You needed to give a little stronger push on it, and at some point it's not switching off anymore. It doesn't stay off. So if I wanted to switch it off completely, I'll need to unplug the power cord. Now let's get into specifications. Frequency response is from really low 17 Hz to 260 Hz. And as we saw, it has a front-firing 12-inch driver and front-firing 4-inch port. Amplifier is Sled's SDA500D that gives 500 watts of continuous power and 1100 watts of peak power. It is a efficient Class D type of amplifier, which also has a standby mode with less than 0.5 watts of power consumption. But it also has a digital signal processor, a DSP in the amplifier for accurate and refined behavior under all operating conditions. And as we saw earlier, amplifier includes controls for volume, phase control and low-pass filter for fine-tuning performance. Now, about performance. Main purpose for this subwoofer, for me, has been its performance in home theater purpose, for movies. Of course, it's also used for listening music as well, and it does great job on it. But what I really like about this is the explosiveness and the feel of power in low frequencies. When something dramatic happens in the screen, you will feel it properly. It really comes to real movie theater experience with this one. Obviously, it depends on how you're living. If you're having neighbors behind your wall, it might be limited to how much you can enjoy any music or home theater setup, and especially subwoofer of this caliber. I feel privileged to have my own house, so I really have had chance to test this monster, being it movies or listening to music. And one funny detail of how much power and vibrations it's delivering is that there is a fire alarm system in the house, and one of the many smoke detectors is in my movie room, and sometimes I see that it has fallen off its base where it's plugged. It hangs there just on the wiring. There is just so much power on it. I wonder what kind of subwoofers commercial movie theaters are having, but maybe put few of these on there and subwoofer department is ready. When I think about if there are downsides for this subwoofer, they are relative and many of them are subjective, but let's try. Size comes to my mind first. This just might be too big for someone, so this or let's say similar model today. If there's a small apartment, I would think twice and maybe opt for SB-2000 instead. SB stands for sealed box, which is also a lot smaller in size. Obviously, there's some difference between these models in their performance, so sound-wise, in imported box designs like this PB-2000, bass is easily louder and more boomy, less accurate in theory, and there might be some that I notice from higher bass frequencies when listening to music, both in terms of loudness and definitions, but definitely nothing major. This subwoofer just seems to be at its best on very low frequencies. As conclusion, this original SVS PB-2000 subwoofer has served me well. What I like it most is the power and explosiveness it delivers in movies especially, but also how well it plays low frequencies when listening to music. Normally, we would have some conclusion of if a reviewed product is good or would I recommend it or not, and in this case, obviously it's not sold anymore, but this might be more of a guideline which guides you to look what SVS has to offer if you're looking for high quality subwoofer. At least I would check there first. And if you're new to this channel, I'm an engineer that has passion for everyday technology, health technology, smart home, but also personal finance and lifestyle topics. And if you made it this far, I hope today's video was useful. Please drop a like and let me know in the comments if you have any questions, experiences, or whatever comes to your mind. I'll try to answer all. Thank you so much for watching, have a great day and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.